want to be an assessor?
Hello! We are in the same room, in the same place, and we're here to do a podcast. So you want to be an assessor? That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We are in the same place, so we get to record it all at once,
Which is really nice for me.
We enjoy that,
and for us, because I feel like it's,
we don't get to see each other as often anymore.
I know. You're trying to do this whole staying at home thing.
Retire something, whatever. So far it's overrated, but that's okay. That's all right. I hadn't figured out how to do it anyway. So,
just a reminder. Hi, I'm Kaitlyn Reeder.
Oh yeah, names, introductions. In case this is your first time watching us, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Welcome. I've
Kaitlyn,
really been enjoying this podcast with you.
I have too. I have really enjoyed it. I didn't know if if it was going to be something that we would enjoy, that would be helpful. So we do appreciate hearing if you like it, don't like it, where are you coming from?
Topics you'd like to hear us, talk about in future episodes, because we're always looking for suggestions.
Yes, because before each of these, not that we plan too terribly far in advance, but before each of these we go, okay, what are we going to talk about? and my name is Mei Beth Shepherd. I'm the other co-host. So Kaitlyn and Mei Beth, and we're the co-hosts of So You Want to Be an Assessor, and we have been talking about things like what we do as assessors, what we see, what we find. We've also started doing some deep dives on methods, the tough methods. We don't want to go too terribly hard. So we're doing, pH, paint filter.
Solids.
Yeah, the tough ones. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. So this week, I think we're up for a general talk on what it's like to be an assessor, what kinds of things come into being an assessor. We've talked about travel. We've talked about hotels,
safety,
rental
cars. Well, I guess not. That one's a short sentence anyway. You need them. You learn cars.
We've gotten to try out all kinds of different cars. We know what we would buy and what we would not buy as our own personal cars.
That is so true.
I know when it takes you 5 minutes to figure out how to turn a car on, does not go on the to buy list.
And if you don't like where the reverse and the drive is, because like some of them are buttons, some of them are
we found one that it's a flippy switch thing.
It's so weird.
It's like we were going couldn't figure, and it's like, it twists.
It's a twist on the side of the one that's usually like the printles that go up and down versus the ones that are like here. Like
they're coming up with all kinds of new different ways to make cars shift gears. But anyway, so
like I said, that's a short little topic.
We're done with that topic.
Did it. Nailed it.
Yep.
Show us.
What else did we have to talk about today?
Well, I have noticed that a lot of labs are going digital. And with digital records become digital requirements and digital safety things. And I often get a question of like, how deep should you go? We can tell you what the standard says, which is not very far. Not
much. There's not much in there. What's in there is really general.
Mm-hmm.
And so assessors, we tend to read it more strictly than other people. So there's and it's 17025 wording. It's not straight from TNI. It's only 17025, and there's a sentence in there that says all electronic records must be backed up, which is a great and wonderful thing. But what is an electronic record? It doesn't say all electronic records that make sense need to be backed up, or that apply to actual data that you end up with in a report. It doesn't say that it's not specific at all. And so it can be, and the way that we have been interpreting it is very strictly, if it is an electronic record and your instruments in this case would be pH meters, spectrometers, turbidimeters. What are the other simple little ones that we see?
Sometimes conductivity, sometimes any of your analyte specific ion probes.
Yeah, those.
And like start with it has an on switch.
Yeah, good place to start. Good
if
place.
It turns on.
Yes, if it's a digital something, then it might have records that need to be backed up. And so need to be aware of that and have a plan for it. There is an exception that if there is no way to back up the instrument, if you have a pH meter that is dumb, that there's no USB port, there's no network port, there's no way to connect it to anything else, consider it dumb, and it and you don't have to back up those records. But everything else, if you have a pH meter, even if what it's storing internally, being internally is the millivolts versus what the pH units and or the temperature, a date and time that you took a reading, and you write all those down someplace else or put it into your limbs or something else, then it doesn't matter. Those are still electronic records. Even if those electronic records by themselves do not necessarily give you the result that you end up with, they can be used to get to the result that you ended up with, and therefore support that data. Clear as mud?
Clear as mud.
yeah. That it's so we hear. We've just recently heard that they're changing the new version, which is of the standard TNI standard, is catching up. Is going to be adding some digital requirements or backup stuff, and taking some of the paper requirements out, and or allowing them to be, assuming they're going to be electronic versus assuming they're going to be paper, and or hopefully wording it such that we'll let you do either. You can just have a record or something that shows you did it, and or so the base electronic digital records is that they be backed up somehow. Now, does that need to be backed up every night and copied to a I don't know, what are even the new ways copying to the cloud?
On a cloud, on a server far away, on a server in your building,
on a tape drive. Do those still get used? CDs? I don't know. I
hear CDs are the way of the future. In that now we can encode them into different layers and they can hold a lot. But I've yet to see a CD player in anything electronic. So I'm gonna say micro USBs are still
the
way.
External hard drives. We've seen that. You could just bring an external hard drive up and plug it into your instrument and download, back up the data. You can define the frequency. You could say we do it once a year. You can say, it's all about the risk at that point to you in the laboratory. It's like you hadn't been doing it for 20 years or however long the lab's been in business, and you hadn't missed it. So probably a pretty low risk. And now we're talking about, okay, let's check the box that says all electronic records will be backed up. So I think it'll get better in the future because
I think it will.
are at least aware and thinking about electronic records now.
Which is good.
Wasn't a thing.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The standard, the 2016 standard, which probably didn't really come out until 2018, but whatever, pick a nit. That means it was worked on, written in the early 2000s. And AI, it wasn't even a term.
Yep.
Much less digital records. I mean, we thought we were way ahead by saying you could have digital logbooks. You know, your maintenance log could be digital. We are planning for the future when it was written.
I will say this industry is one of the ones that's a little bit faster at keeping up with technology than I would say some of the other areas in life, but maybe it's because a lot of the instruments that we use and rely on are getting better, faster, more connected, more dependent.
See, and I would almost disagree with that.
Really?
Because it's been my experience for the last 2-3 decades that labs are one of the last places to go electronic. But I agree with you that the instruments are getting so much better and so much more capable of automating analysis, doing multiple analyses at once, and that people are starting to see and are moving. So they're going from the burette that stood on the little thing and you had to open and close and not, and you had to have the stir bar and your beaker sitting there and all that. So they're going from that to an instrument that does 5 titrations with an injection. Yeah. So I do see that.
So I guess it depends really on which laboratory.
If you're in the Dark Ages lab that is still using the burettes that you need to worry about whether they've broken or not, versus the newer lab. And sometimes, one upgrade is like, oh my gosh, this instrument costs so much. A burette, a Class A burette is not a $5 piece of equipment, but it costs less than an instrument that can run 5 titrations at once.
Mm-hmm. Don't even get us started on the PFAS ones that cost more than like my car and my house.
I know, we're talking $1 million instruments.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy costs.
And yet that's where we kind of are now. We're seeing a lot more of those instruments and multiple of those instruments in certain laboratories. Of course, then you go next door where the micro area is, and we still have, media and papers everywhere, and the balance that's just top loader, and it looks like it's seen
better days. Yes,
but it's okay because it's really only there to catch the media.
yeah, it's not used for a whole lot. So it's true. I think it's fair to say there's a wide range of instrumentation in laboratories. So but that people are moving toward the newer instrumentation because the instrumentation is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you do more than it's not that I have a BOD salesperson in my back pocket, but if you do more than say 50 BOD samples a week, because they're 5 days, whatever, there's automated instruments that can make that happen and give you back a person's lifetime.
Honestly, they're so cool.
Yeah.
They're so
cool. And I haven't seen a lot of labs that are successful in the automated BOD instrument also being used for all the other titrations or all the other tests that instrument has
The capability, the capacity.
They're adapters.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we
like you
changed
stick a
this
new arm
bar,
on it.
we changed this arm out. We are not instrument salespeople
No.
or even representatives. So
Nope.
it's like-
We just get to see everyone's cool toys.
yes, we get to see the toys, and we see a lot of them work, and then they don't always work. I got you. That happens. The oil and grease. It's very nice that Oil and Grease has an automated version versus the setup that we all are.
I know, but
having.
how else am I supposed to get them gains, you know?
Well, that's true. Yes, there are consequences. There are good things, bad
Good things, bad things.
pros and cons of all of this.
Yeah,
but,
your Oil and Grease individual is no longer the biggest guy in the lab who
Yeah.
doesn't mind doing the shaking.
That's right.
It
We've
can
had
now be me.
And so there's lots of changes there. So there are becoming more electronic records that
Mhm.
need to be backed up. Now there's another electronic area of this current standard, and that has to do with electronic signatures.
Mm-hmm.
The requirement is that you have a electronic signature policy. We don't much care what the policy is, but like many things in the standard, it just says you have to have one.
Yep.
So it must be a written. If it's not written, it's a really hard thing to assess.
Yes.
That, well, we do this, and I'm like, well, is that allowed in your lab, or is it not allowed in your?
I don't need a huge SOP on what it is that you do, but I do need more than a single sentence of "they're allowed."
Yeah.
You know.
Because so think about it. Many laboratories use digital. Easy for me to say.
Digital
Signatures on reports, right? So you allow your project managers, if your lab is big enough to have project managers, to have a digital signature.
Mhm.
Well, that's great, but don't forget about POs. Do you have your purchasing department do POs and sign for them electronically?
Mhm.
Do you do electronic signatures on your SOPs or your documentation?
Yeah, or on any of your data reviews.
Data
Which is another
reviews.
place that I tend to see them.
Yeah. So and when we say digital signature, it doesn't mean, like for me, spelling out my entire name, or whether it's digital initials, or it's a digital representation that I am being held responsible for,
Mhm.
is what we mean.
Like the little Adobe watermark that says like
Signed by
at this time, at this date, but it's just, a printed version of your
Yeah.
name. Or if you get fancy with it, you can click the little calligraphy button so that
yes,
it looks
you could change the
nice.
font and
You
make it
can.
look like you write nicely. But warning on those signatures, you need the policy and include them as part of your signature log, right? So think of the signature log needs to be something that represents all the ways that people take responsibility for, is one of the better ways to say it, I guess. Data or report, or I'm approving this purchase, or whatever.
Mhm. I am responsible for this data and the information that it contains, and I am claiming that ownership for a little bit.
I know, what is it, the election ads? I am so-and-so, and I
approve this message.
I approve this message. I am Mei Beth Shepherd, and I approve this report,
Yes.
sort of thing. So that's what you're talking about. That's what you're doing. The signature log should reflect the different ways that people in your laboratory can assume responsibility
Mhm.
for whatever it is.
Yep.
So
Moving into a different realm and a different standard for those out there in YouTube land, podcast listening world, DoD, since we've covered the T&I 2 parts where we kind of see electronic, DoD has added more to that.
DoD, because they wrote the standard later than the 2016 standard, they do have more and more details and more specificity. They require computer security training annually, which not a bad idea for anyone these days. What is phishing? It's not going out on the lake or the ocean or whatever. We're talking fishing with a PH.
Different kind.
Yeah, different kind of fishing.
Fishing for information.
Yes. So there's some of that. I forget what else is in the DoD.
Well, I know for sure you need to have a very secure server, should it be a physical server room. I know those are getting smaller and smaller, but once upon a time they were a full closet, and that closet had to be locked, temperature controlled, and only unlocked by a distinct
but I think that's part of T&I.
Oh,
is that your servers, your IT needs to be secure. But anyway, okay, what else are we thinking about for DoD?
The other one for DoD, I know they have more stringent policies when it comes to the actual data archives as well. Not only storing them and knowing when you're storing them and backing up everything. I think they have set time frames that they prefer to see, and I think they have stringent access to those.
They do, but the other thing is the all audit checklists have to be turned on. If you have software, a LIMS is the typical example, that you need to have any audit capabilities within that software to keep track of what changes are made to the data in what order. That must be turned on as part of DoD. If the software has that capability, it better be on. Which slows
it down.
It slows things down because it's doing everything twice. It's doing it and it's saying it did it. And it slows it down. I get it. And it takes a lot more space. Space is cheap relatively, but still, it's a lot of stuff going back and forth.
I know one thing I have noticed, and this may just be an ISO thing, but making sure that the software that you're actually running, you do have to record the software name type into your documents somewhere.
Yes, in the DoD world, the SOPs for methods actually need to say what software and version you're using, which means that when you update them, you need to update the software, you need to update the SOP. Some people have gotten away with putting that information in their maintenance log. Kind of depend. I don't remember the exact wording in the DoD standard.
It's been a while since we've done one of those.
Yeah. And
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that it's been a while since we've done one, but
yes,
they were very specific about wanting to know what software you're using, what version of software you're using. That needed to be able to be tied to samples, eventually.
At some point.
Yeah, at some point. Anyway.
So yeah, I think those are the only things I remembered being dramatically different.
Yeah. Yeah, it is further in time, further ahead as far as those things go than the T&I standard.
Slightly.
Yeah.
They could see it a little bit farther, a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Implementation.
Yeah, I don't think AI existed when they came out with QSM. Well, QSM 6 came out recently.
Technology is always going to be ahead of the actual, requirements and regulations. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, there's not much other way to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyway, well, we covered
quite a bit, I think.
We did cover quite a bit. I think this was good. Let us know what you think. let us know if there's other topics that you want to hear about.
Yeah.
We are interested in helping you and giving you information that helps make your life easier, better. Hopefully your assessments go well.
Yes,
And stuff.
absolutely. And if you're having problems, like say another assessor has written you up for something as far as like data security or digital security and all that sort of stuff, let us know, because we don't know what we don't know, and I don't want to be an IT person to figure it out. I'm the least qualified person to like try and do that.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
you're much more computery than I am.
Yeah, but which is great. Well, it also, we're hoping that this helps with consistency during assessments.
Mhm.
So we're trying to give you the information that we see, that we find, that we have issues about the way that we're reading the standard. We have certainly not banned other assessors from watching this podcast,
Yeah.
hearing, and they can tell us that we have no clue what we're doing. They tell
They're
us
allowed.
sometimes.
Yeah.
We can then have the discussion
Mhm.
of, all right, why, how do you want to do this?
Yeah. How do we all want to do this?
Yeah, let's all be consistent.
Yeah.
So that's really a major goal for us is to help improve consistency.
Mm-hmm. And as always, if you like what you're seeing here, please like and subscribe. It really does help our channel and get out to everyone in this niche little world. We're not looking to be the next, I don't know, big YouTuber, Mr. Beast, but we are looking to help at least our community.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a bell icon that you can also hit if you want to be notified.
It's in one of the corners, we think.
We post twice a month, and that'll be how it is, because that's a very sustainable thing for us at the
Yeah,
moment.
we can do 2 times a month.
Yeah.
All right.
Although we may take December off. We'll see.
Excellent. I like that plan.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Bye.